You ever stop and wonder why some people make it while others don't? Why some people rise to the top while others stay stuck, waiting for things to change? Here's the truth. It's not because they're lucky. It's not because life gave them a handout. It's because they worked harder. And that's what you need to hear today. Nobody cares. Work harder. Listen closely, because this is the part nobody wants to tell you. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares how hard your life is. Nobody cares if you're tired, if you're stressed, or if things aren't going your way. Everyone's got problems. Everyone's fighting their own battles. And guess what? The world is moving, with or without you. So, what are you going to do about it? You see, life doesn't stop just because you're having a tough time. The people who win in life aren't the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who pushed through the hard times. They're the ones who didn't make excuses. They made moves. You've got goals, right? You've got dreams. And maybe you've been working hard. But let me ask you this. Are you working hard enough? Because here's the brutal truth. Someone, somewhere, is outworking you right now. They're doing more. They're pushing harder. While you're thinking about taking a break, they're grinding. And when the time comes to compete, to stand face to face with your goals, you're going to realize that they wanted it more. Unless you decide, right here, right now, that you're going to outwork them. That no matter what life throws at you, you're going to give it everything you've got. Because nobody's going to hand you success. You've got to earn it. It's easy to say I'm working hard, but are you really? Are you pushing yourself past your comfort zone? Are you doing more than what's expected? Or are you just getting by, hoping that things will work out? You've got to be honest with yourself. If you're not where you want to be right now, it's because you haven't worked hard enough. You haven't sacrificed enough. You haven't been willing to pay the price. Nobody cares about how you feel. Work harder. This world doesn't owe you anything. It doesn't care how tough things are for you. The only thing that matters is what you do. The only thing that matters is whether or not you keep moving forward. Because when you're chasing greatness, there's no room for pity parties. There's no room for excuses. There's only room for work. You think the people at the top got there by complaining? You think they got there by making excuses? No. They got there by doing what others weren't willing to do. They worked when others rested. They grinded when others quit. They pushed harder when everyone else tapped out. And that's what separates the winners from the rest. That's what's going to separate you from everyone else. When life gets hard, and it will, you have two choices. You can sit back and feel sorry for yourself. You can complain about how unfair life is, how difficult things are. Or you can dig deep and keep going. You can remind yourself that nobody cares. Work harder. The only way you're going to make it is if you decide right now that no matter what comes your way, you will keep grinding. No matter how hard it gets, you will outwork everyone around you. Because that's the only way you're going to get to the top. That's the only way you're going to win. People respect results, not excuses. They respect the ones who, despite everything, keep showing up. The ones who don't let life beat them down. The ones who push through the pain, the fatigue, the setbacks, and say, I will not be stopped. You have to decide if you're going to be that person. You have to decide if you're willing to work harder than you've ever worked in your life. If you're willing to push through when every part of you wants to quit. Because that's what it takes. That's the price you have to pay. There are no shortcuts. There are no easy routes. The only way to the top is through hard work, through sweat, through sacrifice, through relentless effort. And if you're not willing to give that, someone else will. So stop waiting for things to get easier. Stop waiting for someone to understand your pain. Stop waiting for life to give you a break. Nobody cares. Work harder. If you want to achieve greatness, you've got to be willing to outwork everyone around you. You've got to be willing to sacrifice more, to push harder, to go further than anyone else is willing to go, because that's what it takes. Greatness isn't given, it's earned. And you earn it by working harder than everyone else, by showing up when it's hard, by grinding when it's painful, by refusing to quit when every part of you wants to give up. So, when you feel tired, when you feel like giving up, remember this. Nobody cares. Work harder, because that's the only way you're going to get where you want to go. That's the only way you're going to achieve greatness. You have to outwork the pain, outwork the struggle, and outwork your competition. Nobody cares about how hard it is. Nobody cares about your excuses. Work harder.